Hello, parents and students. This is Mrs. Willis going over information on what you can use for practice time at home to make your practicing more efficient. So, when I have a practice session, the very first thing that I do is go ahead and make sure my instrument is tuned. After that, I start with bowing exercises. There's some great bowing exercises on YouTube, and I will share all of these links in the search bar. But there is a channel called String Technique that I use in class. And this gives great things to work on: finger patterns, posture, preparations, bow hold, all of that, things to practice. So if you're just wanting some basic things that don't necessarily have to do with fingering, that have to do just with the technique of playing your instrument, then this is a great place to go. I definitely recommend that. After I do my bow exercises, so I'm feeling comfortable with the instrument itself, then I go in and play scales. We do have scales in the binders that I've given everybody, and certain scales we're working on in class. Advanced students can work on any scales that they want to and pass them off at any time for Phoenix on Fire cards. Also, you can go, if you're going into Noteflight, and again, I will share this link with you, you can go under Libraries. And in that area, we have Noteflight Learn Library. That's open for all of the students in my class. You can go in, and on the right side it shows their sight reading, scales, theory, melody, all of that right there. So you can click on something and you can work on it. That gives you extra things to help. After I do those things, then I'll usually start into my pieces. All of the pieces that we are learning are in Noteflight. So if they go to scores in their class, they're going to see all of the ones that we have been working on. So for example, we have In the Hall of the Mountain King that we're working on as a class. And when they first go into it, they're going to notice that all the instruments are there. That's a great thing to do if you want to be able to just listen to it. But if you're trying to just look at and listen to your part, that can be a little frustrating. So we go to this guitar icon, Parts, and you can just click on the one you want to see. So I just want to see Violin 1. When I do that, it just brings that up, and I can just listen to my part as well. So if you're wanting to work with it and see it and listen to it, this is a great place, and you can change the tempo. This is a wonderful thing for you to work with. Right, an additional thing that I will sometimes do in my private practicing is if I'm having trouble remembering some theory things, like how do I read notes on the staff, or do I remember my key signatures, things like that, then go to musictheory.net under exercises. A great one is note identification. This is wonderful. You can go in and quiz yourself on how you're doing with note reading. Do you remember what it looks like? And the cog over here under settings allows you to change it. So if I'm a violinist and I really don't want to read bass clef, I can change that to just read treble clef. You can change it to whatever you want to. So that's a great tool, and the more you spend on that, understanding the language of music, the easier it's going to be to read your own music. And then after I work on my pieces, I always try to save some time to play something that I like. So if you go back into Early Light, the Noteflight, and go back to Libraries, there's some options there as well. And you can always find things online. There's YouTube videos about how to play certain songs. You can look up things. But over here is another resource we have down at the bottom. It'll let me open it. There's one right down here that has an orchestra library, and it lists the keys that it's written in. Here's levels, so if you're a beginner and you just want grade 1, right here. If you're a more advanced student, you can do grade 3. Has it separated according to genre, so there's a lot of pop music in here. You can go through and you can click on that, and let's say I really want to play D string boogie. That one looks fun to me. So I open it up and it shows all the parts that everyone's playing, and I can listen to that, or again I can use and I can change it so I can just see one part at a time. So if you need some extra help, some practice at home knowing what to do, those are some great resources. I hope they'll use that and that it will help you get even better.